Hi, Batrice. It's so nice to have you on the show. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing just fine, and thank you so very much for being here. And you see,
Thank you.
yeah, oftentimes, Patrice, I love to thank my guest for two main things. So, firstly, I want to thank you for investing in yourself. You see, you are on this platform right now because you invested in yourself. And oftentimes I love to make reference to the amazing mango tree. You see, some months back, Patrice, I was on a particular road, and just by the roadside, there was this tall, unattractive mango tree. And I use the word unattractive because the mango tree's got no mangoes on it, and the leaves were all dry, and I just walked past it. But you see, Patrice, just recently, I was on that same road. And this time around, a lot's changed about the tree. You see, the mango tree caught my attention pretty good from a distance, and instantly I got the urge to move so close to the tree to have a good look. Then when I got so close to the tree by trees, it wowed me because this time around the mango tree is looking all beautiful. It's got a lot of mangoes on it and beautiful green leaves and healthy branches. And not just mangoes, but ripe mangoes. So it was a beautiful moment that day. I was just standing there in, so much excitement. My point is the fact that you dedicated your time, energy, and resources to becoming the amazing person that you are today. That alone has made it impossible for me to skip you. And that's why you see you got the request from me to be on the show. Yeah, because excuse me, I was attracted to the fruit of your insight, your journey, the stuffs that you're doing and how you overcame it and your philosophies. It's amazing. And I said to myself, we've got to benefit from this fruit, I tell you. And here we are, myself and the audience, we're about to benefit from all that you're doing and all that you have overcome and the amazing things that made you this amazing. Let's just put it like that.
Thank
So thank you so very much. Yeah. And secondly, thank you for saying yes to the invite. Because if you had said nope, there was nothing Elisha could do about it. Thank you so much.
thank
Thank you.
you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, so let's get started. You see, Batrice, I'm quite
Okay.
excited to have you on the show today for some reasons. Firstly,
Okay.
yeah, my interest in knowledge seeking. I believe in order for one to experience or transition from a terrible situation to a beautiful one, Patrice, I believe it takes the application of knowledge, and not just knowledge, but the application of it. And you see, Patrice, ever since I discovered that light in the Hebrew means knowledge and darkness means ignorance, I've been so keen to knowledge seeking. Why? Because I do not want to remain in the dark. So that's going to make our conversation today very important to me, even to the listeners. And the second reason why I'm excited to have the amazing Beatrice on the show is for the sake of the listeners. They say, Beatrice, we live in an age where information is as abundant as grains of sand. We've got a lot of information flying out there. So these folks trust me for quality information, life changing and eye opening information. And I'm totally convinced, Patrice, that our conversation is going to be insightful and impactful. So for that reason, let's get started with your introduction. Talk to us about your
Okay.
personal or professional journey. You know, we are just so curious right now. We want to know how Patrice got here. Then afterwards, I've gotten some beautiful questions for you. Okay, Patrice, over to you.
Well, surprisingly, I have just been sober for over the last year. 300, excuse me, 430 some odd days. I don't keep exact time anymore, but ever since I started on a journey to be sober, and for me, it was alcohol. I really started learning about myself and just learning about why. I tell a lot of people I was tired of being sick and tired. And that's like a literal means of I got to the point where I was sick daily and I was tired all the time and just so down. And I wanted to change and I needed to change. or I knew if I did not change, I probably wouldn't be here anymore. Just the way my health was going, and it was like I kept putting things onto something, like I had an excuse for everything instead of figuring out how to kind of fix myself and fix things around me. So that's kind of how I got here, is just really learning, like you said, learning about myself and my mindset and what I truly wanted for myself so I could do it for my family. It got to the point where, I was so sick that I wasn't taking care of myself and my family. I had to make a change. So I decided to get sober, and from there, I decided to learn and to empower myself with knowledge of what's truly made me get to that point.
Amazing. And now you've just inspired whoever it is that is listening to be a knowledge seeker, and that whatever situation it is that they are in, there is always a way out. I tell you, you say you spoke in less than, I think, for 2 minutes to 3 minutes, and within that short period of time, you have greatly inspired whoever it is that is listening, that is also stuck in one thing or another. Your words are truly incredible, and I appreciate that. Okay,
Thank you.
yeah, let us get started. And I'm going to begin first with this very personal question. You know, I've heard of folks who couldn't get out of an abusive relationship because of some reasons. And majority of these folks do not have the courage to step out of it. So I just wanted to ask, what gave you the courage to come out of an abusive relationship?
I believe what gave me the courage at that time to come out was that I wanted more for myself and for my child. I wanted to it in a way, I wanted that princess life that everybody wanted. And I slowly realized that I was being lied to. And, every hit, everything, I would go back and just think, like, what did I really do? Because everything was always my fault. Everything was my fault. But then you go back, and now that I'm empowering myself with knowledge to be able to help others, I really look back and I don't remember doing anything so terrible to invoke somebody to do such harmful things to somebody. And then when it started changing to where it it was to the point I was afraid of going to sleep because I didn't know if he was going to kill me in my sleep. I told myself At that time, I told myself, one more time, I'm out of here." And it was literally one more time. I called my mom in the middle of the night. I took a basket of clothes and my child, and I was out of there. But it took a lot of years of abuse before that strength came, because I didn't have anybody to talk to.
Wow, that's really insightful. Thank you for sharing that with us. Okay, the second question. So, how has overcoming addiction shaped your life and business?
Overcoming addiction has really given me a sense of purpose, a sense of reasoning, resilience, knowing, kind of, even though I had to go through things to get to where I am now, but now that I'm actually learning the lessons that I was meant to see from that is huge. The knowledge of learning from the lessons that didn't go your way, and you always wanna blame somebody else, and the first person we blame is God, and or whoever we believe in. And and that's the first person we're gonna blame for everything. Well, what about all the signs I was giving you to get out? I couldn't come and physically pick you up. I can only give you signs. Now I see that. The sobriety has helped me see that in the clearer picture, but I wish I would have had that knowledge before my addiction to substances got bad. I wish I would have had the knowledge just as a general person to know of learning from situations and not going back and doing the same things over and trying to, learn from what we're being taught also and implementing that. We can all say, yeah, I learned something, but to actually do it and show somebody what you have learned from it is huge.
That's right. And I tell you, that's the most important aspect of acquiring knowledge, the implementation. You know, what you've acquired now, you have to practice it. And thank you for mentioning that, 'cause that's a very important one. Okay, let us talk about your business, Midnight Beauty by Batrice. So, how does it empower others?
I want to empower others, as I was saying, and as you were talking about with knowledge. I want to empower that next person to know to see certain signs in themselves and in others, and just for good reasons and bad reasons, letting yourself cry, forgiving yourself, not placing blame. So Midnight Beauty by Batrice is really empowering that person to become their own beautiful on their inside. Give themselves as much compliments as you do anybody else. You walk down the street and you'll say hello to the most craziest stranger, but you won't say hello to yourself in the mirror. And changing that perspective and learning that it is not selfish to put myself first. Because when I learn the power that I have in putting myself first and giving myself strength, that radiates to others. And that is something I never knew before. You see all these good people out there, but the people who actually take the time and tell you, you look great today, instead of just walking by and thinking it. That's something I've put into action, like that implementation, saying to some, and for us women, that it's huge. And sometimes, being from a domestic situation in my life, just hearing sometimes from anybody that you're beautiful is that, I mean, that little thing, even though it's a stranger, that could stick in your head forever. So just knowing that and doing things with purpose, that is what Midnight Beauty is about. And then I also have, because I'm getting my business degree also. I have a business with pharmacy, which is a health and wellness company, which also helps you stay healthy and beautiful from the inside out, really taking what women do every day and doing it with purpose. I say even the simplest things as washing our face using the correct ingredients. So just living with purpose. The products that I endorse with pharmacy are amazing. They've done amazing things for me. They have really helped me live beautifully from the inside out. And that in turn has empowered me to build Midnight Beauty by Batrice and to share my story and to empower others that they are beautiful no matter what from the inside out, and they can do whatever they put their mind to.
They can do whatever they put their mind to. That's powerful. And thank you for creating a solution. It's amazing what you're doing. So, your story is really, really touching and inspiring. But finally, what do you hope people may take away from your story?
I hope people take away that there is somebody out there that will listen to you and that you can talk to. A lot of times you have to just believe in yourself to reach out. And I have to say I've gotten the best advice from a stranger. And I've gotten like the most uplifting words and motivational power from somebody who doesn't know me from Sam. And that is huge. And that's what I want to do for others. I want just a few words to be able to empower somebody where they never got that before. I mean, I have a huge family and nobody's ever talked to me the way that I've been talked to with some of the people I've met during my sobriety journey. So that is what I want to change. And when I pass away, I want to know that just in the back of my head, I helped one person.
Beautiful. That's a fantastic word, and I'm gonna take that as a final thought. Okay, for folks who like to reach out to you, ask questions, or want to learn more about everything we've discussed today, how can that be possible?
I have a Linkmate link. It's Linkmate1 and then Midnight Beauty by Batrice. And that has all of kind of everything. It's like a link tree. It has a little bit of everything that I'm doing with peer recovery, makeup artistry, the products I sell, being able to just talk for a consultation. Everything is there. There's even some free guides for some gut health stuff if you'd like to learn more about
Oh,
keeping your
okay.
body healthy.
Yeah, I would add that to the show note. Okay, beautiful. So that's gonna be the end of the show, Beatrice. Thank you for coming, and thank you for sharing
Thank
your
you so much for
inspiring
having
story with
me.
us. And I love this insight. Thank you.
Thank you so much.